People keep saying that I'm saying that wrong. I swear it's mukbang, right? Mukbang. Mukbang. But then other people say that you need more E in the ooh in the mukbang. Mukbang. I don't know. Whatever. But today we're going to be making oil-free hash brown patties. You know how you go to the supermarket and they have those hash brown patties that you used to get at McDonald's or whatever, and they're typically have tons of oil and salt and all this kind of crap in them, and they have tons of fat, and they're just really, really bad for you. This hash brown recipe that I'm going to show you guys today blows those out of the water. There's no fat, no oil, none of that crap. We're just going to be using some seasonings and some salt. And then also today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a baked pancake. So I am pretty bad at making pancakes on the stove. I'm just impatient. I'm just not a good flipper and all that kind of stuff, but you can make them in the oven. And I'm already gonna have the oven on anyway, so I was like, well, I might as well just show them how to make these healthy quinoa pancakes that you can bake in the oven. And it's a really cool recipe because you can make it into whatever you want. You can make like a pancake pizza out of it. It's epic. But we're gonna be starting with the hash browns. So for the hash browns, I have a bag of Trader Joe's shredded hash browns. These are the best hash browns that you can get because the only thing in them is potatoes and dextrose, which dextrose I think is just, you know, preservative. But some of the other ones that you find in the store that are shredded like this, they'll have a lot of salt and a lot of other crap in them, which I wouldn't recommend getting those, but if you have a Trader Joe's by you, definitely get these. Another thing that you can do is you can boil potatoes in water for, I'd say, 5 minutes, 5 or so minutes. You don't want them super soft or super cooked. But when I was doing the potato cleanse, I would boil a bunch of potatoes for this recipe, and I would just keep them in the fridge, and then whenever I wanted to make hash browns, I would just cut them in half, throw them in my food processor with the shred blade, and then I would have a bunch of shredded potatoes. But you don't want to use raw potatoes because they have so much water in them that you have to like squeeze out all the water. You can do it that way, but you have to squeeze out all of the water or else it just does not work very well. So I'm just gonna put these in here. And yes, I would eat a whole bag of these by myself. It's only like 400 calories, so it's not a ton of food, I would think, but when I was on the potato cleanse, I would basically have a bag of these every single day. And then next, I'm just gonna be using my seasoning, special seasoning that I use on everything. I have onion granules, onion powder, whatever you wanna call it. I just put probably, I'd say a teaspoon in there. Same thing with garlic powder. You can skip any of these seasonings if you want. You don't have to use all of them or any of them or whatever, but this is my favorite mix of seasonings. And then I just have paprika. So we're just gonna put all of this in here. I need to get a spoon. And then we'll just mix this up a little bit. So this recipe is super easy to make. It's great for, you know, like just any breakfast, but if you have a family, to make hash browns for them this way is so much healthier than cooking them in oil or buying them from the store like pre-packed or whatever. And a lot of people think that you can't just have hash browns for breakfast. You know, you need to have hash browns and eggs and bacon and all this kind of stuff, but you would be surprised how satisfied you are just having hash browns for breakfast. I mean, that's everybody's favorite part anyway, right? Carbs. Carbs give us life and fuel. That's what we need. So I'm just gonna add a teeny bit of salt to this. It's probably like 1/4 of a teaspoon. Just mix it up some more. I'm making this without Derek because if he was here, he'd eat all of them, and this is like one of my favorite meals. I'm just kidding. We're gonna do a mukbang together this week. We're gonna make a sushi one, and then we're gonna make a one-pot pasta. So we got an induction cooktop, so we'll be able to cook in front of you guys. And it'll be a lot more enjoyable of a mukbang, I think. So I have these mats that I got off Amazon. And you can use parchment paper, but every time that I use parchment paper, it kind of burns in the oven and I can't reuse it, and it's wasteful and it makes me upset. So I bought these. You can use them forever and ever, and I would highly recommend buying them. Also, we use these cooling racks to cook like our potato fries and stuff like that on, because they are obviously well ventilated, so you don't have to flip your fries or anything like that. I'll put the link to these below. These ones, it says that they're not oven safe, but they are. Trust me. I mean, I don't know. Like, I've never had anything flake off of them. They're non-stick. They work perfect. So I'm just gonna be taking a little bit of this in my hands, and we just want to make this into a ball, right? So you want to obviously let these thaw before you do this. So see how it's like a little patty? Kind of like a bean burger patty? These ones are kind of wet. These have been sitting in the fridge for I don't know how long as I've been waiting to make this recipe. So I'm just going to continue doing this. I've been getting so much feedback on the mukbangs though, and it's either people really, really love these or they hate them. Like, hate them with a passion. Or they really love them. But I really love making them, so I think that they're super informative. They're so much better to make than, you know, just some like fancy recipe video, which I'll still make those obviously for you guys, but I'm going to be making mukbangs on a lot of the recipe videos that I've made in the past, just because it's hard to obviously explain things in a recipe video like that. Like, it's much easier to explain stuff to you guys when I'm sitting here making it in front of you. So I have the oven preheating to 425, and usually I do these on 450 just because the potatoes are basically pre-cooked. And you don't really need to cook them super long. You just want them to get crispy. So I just put the oven on 425 though, because I need it on 425 for the baked pancake. So usually when I make this, it makes 8 patties. And I don't know about you guys, but you can totally eat this just for breakfast by yourself. Like, potatoes are so much more filling than eating, you know, a smoothie bowl for breakfast. So it's a really, really filling breakfast to have. So these will kind of fall apart a little bit, but you just want to get them together as much as you can. But if you do the potato, if you boil the potatoes and then you shred them in your food processor, they'll stick together a lot better, just because it's more starchy and there's smaller bits of the potato, so it's more binding. But these ones are obviously, you know, shredded by some huge industrial machine, and they're all perfectly the same size, so they don't stick together as well. But I definitely like making them better with shredded potatoes, just because it's easier and you're not wasting bags of frozen potatoes. Alright, so this is what they look like. I only made 7, but I'm gonna throw these in the oven, wash my hands, wash this bowl out, and then we'll make the baked pancake batter. Hey, how you doing? Get out of there. Alright, so I put the hash browns in the oven, and we're gonna let those cook for about 10 minutes. So what I do is I put them on the top rack, so they're pretty much as close to the coil as I can get them. And I cook them for 10 minutes or so, and then I'll move them to the very bottom, because you can flip stuff in the oven, but if you have those wire racks like I have, and you have, you know, the Kitsini non-stick pad thingy, whatever it's called, it cooks right through it, so you don't really need to flip it. If I put fries on the wire racks on the bottom shelf, they'll get brown on the bottom, they won't get brown on the top, so I just move them from the top of the oven to the bottom of the oven, never have to flip them, and they get brown on both sides. Vegan lazy hacks. Alright, so for the the pancakes, we're going to be using quinoa flour, which is a very, very healthy super grain, superfood flour, right? Then we have some maple syrup, some flaxseed, we have baking powder. Did I not grab the vanilla? Oh my gosh, alright. Wait, vanilla, so we have vanilla, a lemon, and some mashed banana. So there's different ways to like make this kind of stuff. I don't really go off of recipes just because I've made stuff like this so many times, right? So we're gonna use 1 cup of this quinoa flour. We're gonna mix our dry ingredients first, and then we're going to mix our wet ingredients together, and then we are going to mix them together. So I have a cup of quinoa flour. All right, my camera died there, so. All right, so I put the 1 cup of quinoa flour. Next, I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So 1 teaspoon. Then we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of ground flaxseed. Then I'm just going to shave some of this. What is this called? I cannot remember what this is called. I don't know. But anyways, I'm gonna use this to shave in some of this lemon zest, because these are gonna be lemon pancakes. You could make, you know, cinnamon ones, you could make almond ones, you could use any kind of flavoring that you want, but I really, really like lemon ones, so next we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. And I know that that seems like a lot, but this recipe, we're using quinoa flour and it's very grassy, so this kind of balances out the grassiness of the quinoa flour, if that makes sense. It's good, just maybe use a 3/4 of a tablespoon. That's like how much I use. We're gonna add in 1 tablespoon of maple syrup, maybe 2, we'll do 2. You could use coconut sugar, coconut nectar, any kind of sugar, whatever you want really. And then we just need a little bit of water. So this is just lemon water. I also need oat milk, which I gotta get. I'm gonna check on the hash browns right now too. So I moved the hash browns to the bottom shelf because they were starting to brown very nicely. Okay, so I have my oat milk. I have all of my wet ingredients here, my dry ingredients here. I'm just gonna mix these up. So just mix around all the flaxseed and baking powder. You always wanna mix your wet ingredients and your dry ingredients separately when you're baking. Just because if you pour water into flour and then it becomes, you know, like a dough, and then you try and add in salt or something, it's gonna just go in there in chunks. Like it's never going to properly disperse. So in this recipe, you could also, I have 1 frozen banana that I mashed in here, but you could use a fresh banana. You could use 1/4 of a cup of applesauce, or even some other fruit like mango or something. It's just to act as a binding agent. So you could also use the vegan egg or some type of a flax egg, which we kind of put in here, but it's more for just nutrition, I think. This as well, our dry mix, you could, if you wanted to add some more nutrition or whatever, you could add chia seeds, you could add coconut flake, you can add whatever you want, guys. So we have these 2 mixed separately. I didn't even grab my spoon. I just washed it too. Now what we're gonna do, oh my gosh, I just spilled quinoa flour everywhere. See, in the tiny house, this is gonna be so much better because I'm gonna be able to do this in my kitchen and not be in my living room. Anyways, so what we're gonna do we're just gonna add in our wet ingredients really slowly and mix it together. If you guys can see what I'm doing right now. The wet into the dry. And you don't have to bake these, you know, you could also just make these into normal pancakes and just use a non-stick pan and just put them over low heat and just make them like normal pancakes. Like, you don't have to bake them, but it's so much easier for me personally when I bake them, just because, like I said, I'm not a good flipper. So I'm just gonna be adding a little bit of this oat milk into here slowly. I don't really measure it, I just add it in until it's the consistency that I want. But in the tiny house, it's going to be kind of a challenge because we're not gonna have an oven. So we're just gonna have a toaster oven, which we don't really bake a ton of stuff, you know, but I'm gonna have to really learn how to make or get used to making everything on our induction cooktop. So I added, I would say probably half of a cup of oat milk. I'll show you guys what this looks like. So this is the consistency that we want. It's this nice thick consistency like that. Then all we're gonna do is just pour this batter into this non-stick pie pan. You could put, you know, parchment paper in here or whatever. You know what? I'm not gonna do it in a pie pan. I'm gonna do it the same way that I did the hash browns. So I'm just gonna pour it on that Katzini Silpat sheet. 1 second. Okay, so I've never done it like this before. What we could do, right, is we could make just little pancakes. So you could just put the batter on here like this. We'll do it this way. Usually it makes like one big baked pancake, but we'll make little ones. Let's see if this works. Alright guys, sorry my camera died again. So next time I do this, I will make sure that I have 2 batteries. Derek has the other battery because he's at the job site all day working on the house. So usually we have another battery that's like charged and ready to go, but I don't today. So anyways, I put, the hash browns are done. So I did about 10 minutes on the top rack, 10 minutes on the bottom rack. And as you can see, they're literally like perfect. Brown on both sides, never even flipped them. They're perfect. See how perfect they are? Okay, and then I just threw the pancakes in the oven on the bottom. No, I put these on the top rack for 10 minutes, and as you can see, they look like little cookies, but they're pancakes. And they're super soft on the inside. So good. So if you try this batter for these pancakes, the batter doesn't taste good, like at all. But once they're cooked, they're so good. And it's like, whoever would have thought to bake your pancakes, you know? So I use quinoa flour. You could use any flour. I like to keep recipes gluten-free just because I feel better when I don't eat gluten. And I mean, we don't eat it a lot, but you know, I feel better when I don't eat it. So I'm hoping my camera doesn't die, but these are so good. What I'm really here for though is these hash browns. I just figured since I had the oven on and I was doing a mukbang that I would show you guys how to make these pancakes. Because they're so simple and like you're not gonna have them sticking to the pan or anything like that with those sheets, they flip perfectly and they cook so well. Another thing that you can do is instead of making them into little pancakes like this, just pour the whole batter on the Silpat sheet, and then it will bake like a pizza. And then you can top it with fruit, top it with like coconut flakes or whatever, and it's like a pancake pizza. Also, if you take that entire recipe, you cut out the sugar and the lemon, it can make a pizza crust. So all this stuff is so versatile, guys. Like, you can just do whatever you want. I'm gonna add, I have ketchup in here, and we just use this Annie's all natural organic ketchup. It has sodium in it, but it's like whatever. I think it's good. But I like everything hot, as you guys know, so we're gonna put some sriracha in here. Again, today I was watching some of Trisha Paytas mukbangs, and I'm just like, man, these things, like, her mukbangs have millions of views, right? It's like, think if she was promoting something healthy. It is so good. That's why I think, like, everyone should be doing mukbangs. Everyone in the vegan community, at least. So funny, because this is like the fourth mukbang that I've done. I've already had a news station contact me about this. She's like, I saw your mukbangs, and you guys are in Tucson. We're a huge Phoenix news station. Would you mind filming like a segment on the news about mukbangs and why you think they're so popular and why are they like gaining popularity? I'm like, this is literally, I started doing this last week, right? And this lady's already contacting me. See, I love making these hash browns like this because they're so perfect. And they remind me of the ones that you'd get from like McDonald's, but they're way better. Anyways, ladies, like, who's your favorite mukbanger? I only know of 3. 3 English ones besides me. So there's Kimi, this Korean girl that has a lot of followers, like 125,000. She is like, she just eats like the shittiest diet ever, right? And then there's this Lala Loves girl who does regular mukbangs. And then there's Mommy Tang. And I was like, Mommy Tang's my favorite. I emailed her back and she's like, oh my god, Mommy Tang's the best. And I was like, how does that even know who Mommy Tang is? It's so funny. Seriously, no fat. Not that natural plant fats are bad, but like no oil. Those are deep fried. Like, these are so good. If you make these for your family, they'll be like, make those every day. They won't want bacon and eggs and all that other shit. It's just scary how afraid of carbs people are. Like, we need to get it out there that you can eat as many carbs as you want and be healthy, you know? So somebody said that I should do a 30-day challenge of just mukbangs on my channel. But I mean, I can. If you guys like that idea, I'll post a comment below. If it gets 1,000 likes, I'll do it. But I need 1,000 thumbs up on the comment below if I should do it. and then I'll do it. I just like to keep things, you know, more varied. Like today I was putting on my makeup and I was like, oh, I should have filmed this for you guys. Because you guys are always asking how I do my makeup. It's so simple. Like I don't really put that much makeup on at all. So maybe I'll do that. Do a video like me sitting here putting my makeup on. Kind of like a mukbang but with makeup. But I mean, I've noticed like the biggest improvement in my body since I started cycling a lot. So like, not just that the cycling is like making me lose weight, but since I started doing like 100 kilometers a week, which is like 65 miles, I just noticed I can eat so much more, like, and like still lose weight because obviously I'm building muscle, you know, like I'm building my fitness. And I think that's a big problem that like a lot of people don't realize is like, you know, you have to be fit. The fitter you are, the healthier you're gonna be, and the healthier you are, the more calories you're gonna burn just like doing nothing. You know, even when you're at rest, because you have more muscle, it takes more energy to, you know, keep those muscles going. Like Derek can eat so much food, you guys, it's ridiculous. You've seen in the mukbangs, like, he can eat so much. But it takes time, like, I mean, it's taken me, since I got really, really serious about exercise and diet, like it's taken me 2 years to get to where I am today. But I mean, I've always eaten as much as I wanted. I've never like deprived myself of carbs or any food. And I've lost like almost 60 pounds. So it's like, just give it time and just relax. Relax, that's like the biggest thing. Bella is just staring at me. Because so many people, like, I know that you probably have a goal in mind of where you want to get to by a certain day or whatever. You know, like maybe you want to lose 20 pounds in like 4 months. Which is that's not like an insane goal, right? But it's like, just think if you could lose 20 pounds in a year and never gain it back. Like never. And you never had to like deprive yourself or do any crazy exercise or do anything like just nuts. And it was just very simple. That's the thing about like this lifestyle. It's like, if you just eat as much as you want, and you don't stuff it in or anything like that. Like right now I'm getting kind of full. I never do like a mukbang where I just eat massive amounts of food and like want to throw up. Which that's kind of the point of some mukbangs, but like I'm not gonna do that because it's not healthy and like I want to promote health, you know? Like I'm probably gonna eat this last piece right here and be done. The intuitive eating thing, I mean, it's like when food stops tasting as good and you start to feel just like a little bit of fullness in your stomach, that's really when you should stop eating because it's when your body is starting to send that signal to your brain, you know? But a lot of people just keep eating and eating. Like I could eat the rest of this food. Physically I could fit it in my stomach, but I don't think that that's very healthy, you know? And like, I'm just gonna stop, and then when I get hungry again, I'm gonna eat again. And if you just follow that type of advice, like you just eat healthy whole plant foods, like the stuff that I cook in my mukbangs and the stuff that I put in my what I eat in a day videos and stuff like that, you just eat those types of foods. Don't worry about like how much fruit you're eating or how much starch you're eating or how much of this you're eating. Just eat whole plant vegan foods and relax. Get daily exercise, like 30 minutes at least of exercise every day. Either go out and ride your bike for 30 minutes, go out for a walk for 30 minutes. Some days you're gonna wanna like do intense exercise. Some days you're not gonna wanna do shit. Just force yourself to just even go for a walk for 30 minutes every day and just get out there, you know? And you'll see your body start to change. Like, it will change. It's gonna take time, but it's gonna change, and like, you're gonna love the results, because as long as you listen to your body and you treat it right, and you drink water and you stay away from, you know, like tons of booze and all that kind of crap and processed foods and animal products, like, your body is going to go back to its natural state of health. One thing that you have to focus on is being healthy, you know? So like in the video where I was talking about how you can't hate your body now and get to where you want to be, like, you can lose weight by hating yourself, right? But it's not going to be sustainable. You're never going to be happy even when you get there. And you're not going to be healthy. Like, you're not going to do it in a healthy way. That's how eating disorders happen. People are like, I hate myself. I'm not good enough where I am right now. So I'm going to starve myself and binge and purge and take laxatives and do whatever because I hate myself and I want to look like this other person. And when I get there, then I'll be happy and I'll be healthy. But it's like, no. Like, that doesn't fucking work. You have to love yourself now and be like, I want to exercise because it feels good. You know? It's not because I'm fat and I need to lose weight. I want to do it because it feels good. And you know, it's healthy for you. And you want to eat healthy food because it makes you feel good and it tastes good, and you can make anything high carb, low fat vegan if you want to. So let me know what you guys want to see. My battery might die again, but that's what I'm gonna have today. I'm gonna save these for Derek and probably eat this one in a little bit, but let me know what you want me to make next. I'm gonna do sushi, I'm gonna do pizza. Thumbs up if you guys want those. I'm gonna do a one-pot pasta, and we're gonna keep going with the mukbangs. Let me know if you want me to do 30 days of the mukbang challenge, because I'll do it if I get enough likes. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you try these recipes, and I hope that you love them. Leave me comments below, because I love talking to you guys. I love your comments, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace!